Towering high above the clouds in Asia's snowy Himalayan mountains is the highest peak on Earth, Mount Everest. It rises more than 29,000 feet above sea level. That's about 5.5 miles high, or nearly 20 Empire State Buildings. Climbing Everest is incredibly grueling, even for the most experienced mountaineers. Do you have what it takes to reach the top? Here's what you need to know about Mount Everest. Climbing Everest takes a lot of preparation. The trek up and down the mountain can take about 2 months. Along the way, climbers must scale steep slopes and cross deep crevasses in the ice, all while braving hurricane-force winds and freezing temperatures. Most climbers train for at least a year, running, biking, and hiking. They need to build up enough strength to carry a lot of gear, everything from axes and trekking poles to sleeping bags and oxygen tanks. Climbers can expect to spend from about $50,000 to more than $100,000 on the adventure. They'll need a lot of money, supplies, and determination to face the challenges ahead. The weather on Everest is extreme. It's cold, really cold. Most climbers attempt to scale Everest in the spring, when there are clearer skies and warmer weather. But even then, the temperature at the top never gets above freezing. Climbers sleep outside in these conditions too. Imagine camping out in a blizzard. Brrr! Blinding snowstorms can descend on climbers with little warning. Watch out! Slabs of ice as big as houses can break off and crush anyone in their paths. Or trigger an avalanche that could send massive walls of snow and ice tumbling down. But those aren't the only dangers. The height is a huge hurdle. At about 26,000 feet, climbers reach what's called the death zone. At that height, the air has very little oxygen, so it can be hard to breathe. Climbers can suffer from altitude sickness, even with an oxygen tank. The condition can make you really sick. It can even kill you. Over the years, all these dangers have led to the deaths of more than 300 people. That's why climbers don't make the journey alone. Experienced guides lead the way. Sherpas are an ethnic group that have lived in the region for centuries. These skilled mountaineers do the death-defying work of setting out ladders and safety ropes to prevent fatal falls. They also help carry food, tents, and other gear. For years, Sherpas have been essential guides for foreigners hoping to scale Everest. In fact, the first people to reach the top, in May 1953, were Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, his Sherpa guide. Since then, more than 6,000 people have followed in their footsteps and conquered Everest. For a few minutes, they stood here, at the top of the world.